Well, as many of you know, parenting can be tough, and it doesn't necessarily get easier once your kids grow up. And as graduation season gets underway, right now is in fact the perfect time to build and nurture strong connections with your child. Joining us now is best-selling author Simone Knego with advice on how to let go of control and to just focus on that connection. Simone, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. All right, so there's about 5 ways that parents can build a stronger relationship with their adult children. What would you say is number 1?
Number 1 is non-judgmental parenting. So it's very easy for us to jump in and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that, right? But there's nobody that feels worse when something goes wrong than the person who did it, right? So for me, it's taking that step back and saying, okay, how can we help you? And what are you going to do to fix it? Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. Right? Because we've all been there.
Yeah.
You know, we were all kids one time and we've all made mistakes. So it's really giving them that independence to see how they can move forward instead of feeling horrible all the time.
You know, Simone, before I went off to college, my mom always preached to us. My mom, my sister, and I were so close. And she always said, you can come to me about anything, you can talk to me about anything. But it wasn't until that moment actually happened where I needed my mom for, you know, a situation where I made a mistake, where I learned that she truly meant that. And it just opened up a whole nother world of trust and even more respect. And to your point about independence, I mean, it's okay to disagree with your children, but you say to respect it as well.
So we've raised them for many years to be able to go out there and, you know, be successful in the world. And so it's saying to them that, hey, you are now building your independence. And so when they make a choice, it's not for us to say, oh, wow, don't do that, right? It's for them to figure it out, because if we've done the best job we can raising them, then now it's their turn to move forward.
Yeah, something else that you say is important is to just not always, you know, be the voice, but to rather listen, right? Do you want to be helped or do you want to be heard? How far can this go when it comes to really building that trust and holding on to that connection?
I think there's a very important distinction here, because a lot of times the first thing we want to do, because we've done it for years, is tell our kids what to do, to say, oh, this is what you need to do. But a lot of times what our kids want is to actually have a conversation and just share how they're feeling. And they don't want the advice. But every time we give advice and they don't want it, then when they come back, they're not going to come back again, because you keep saying it over and over again. Sometimes they just want somebody to listen. And I think that's so important that we focus on. Sometimes it's okay to just sit there and listen and not say a word.
Yeah, I think that's such a great piece of advice. And, you know, even with me, I'm in my 30s, and I still value my mom's wisdom and her opinions and her advice. So I think it's important to, you know, still offer it if your child wants it, but to ultimately just be that ear that they need to hear what's going on. Last but not least, you talk about the importance of apologizing and just showing up to help out their confidence.
So it's really important that when we make a mistake, that we say it how it is, instead of trying to sugarcoat things, right? We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. And it really helps our kids when we say, okay, that was an example of what not to do, because it definitely happens to us all the time. But when we try to pretend like, oh, you know, I didn't mess up, then they think that failure is a really bad thing, right? Failure is a learning process. And so anytime we make a mistake, anytime we fail at something, it's really important about being honest with our kids, because then they learn that that's okay. You know, they've grown up in a time where they get a participation trophy for everything. And it's very hard for them to learn how to fail. And so important that when something does go wrong, that we're there to say, okay, what are you going to do next? What did you learn from it? What are you going to do next?
Yeah, that's the key word. What did you learn? And ultimately, character is built really in the face of adversity in most situations. So that can go a long way as well. Simone, thank you so much. These are very insightful tips. Real Confidence, a simple guide to go from unsure to unshakable. Again, you can pick up that book. Simone, where can we get more information as well to connect with you?
My website, SimoneKnego.com, and you can find me on social media anywhere under Simone Knego.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Marissa?